I've now drank water. I had to stop it. I was coughing a lot. This is going to be a nightmare to edit. Hello world, welcome back. There's no script today, so let's see how fast this all goes off the rails. All right, some good news in the world of tonight and recording. Scott, the drummer, has finally sent back some tracks. He's actually listened to some of the songs, which is wonderful. Sent back some tracks and some MP3s, and we're kind of on the same page. We're getting there. A lot of it sounds great. I feel bad. One of the things he sent back sounds great for a chorus, but it doesn't work at all. So to make him feel good, here's a little bit of what he sent back to me so you can hear some drums real quick. All right, I now have a monitor. It's awesome. It's precariously stacked on some crates. If you don't breathe, you're fine. I'm sorry I don't look and sound like a rock star. I look and sound like a 40-year-old dad who's played bass in bands and sessions for 25 years. Most of the last 10 years, I played in Dick Darling and Traveling Man Band, which is awesome if you like songs about trannies, and I do. But I kind of miss being in a big rock band, which takes us to the song I'm going to talk about this time, Fire in Your Eyes. This is kind of the big rock song on the album. It's going to be the first song on the album. This is a song that's featured in the White Great American Rock Band commercial, which is right here.
Rectified, don't forgive it, outright. Things are changing, we're history, rearranging. Tonight, I won't stand by, deep not line up, hold tight, green light, black night.
Editing! All right. That's part of the bridge of the song, which really isn't the riff rock part. Here, I'm going to show you the riff rock part real quick. Let me get a guitar. I now have a guitar. Okay. Now I just need a pick. My pick was in my pocket. Okay. So this is a riff rock song, and the riff is really just a 4-note riff, which goes something like this. It's kind of cool on its own, but picture it with Dave Grohl playing drums behind you, Rick singing so loud that he goes blind. Then it becomes cool. All right. Now the part of the bridge is still pretty cool as well. Let's see. Let me stand up so you can see my guitar. Hey, that's better. All right. So the part of the bridge is cool as well. It's just basically some open string chords, which goes like this. Is mostly what you hear. All right, and that's pretty cool on its own, but I think it's even cooler when you put the part behind, which is kind of a counter melody, which features this chord, let's see, right here, which is really hard to play, which is first major, third, open B, open E, which sounds cool. You can move it around, you can move up to E, and move back down to A. So on its own, it sounds like this. And together, they sound like this. Lyrically, the song was first written after I read the first Game of Thrones book. So if you look at the song and the words in it, there's dragons, there's gods, there's kings. I wrote about half the song, and I really didn't know what to do with it after that. Then the protests started, both Open Michigan and Black Lives Matter. And I kind of looked at the song and I'm like, that's a protest song. So I ended up writing the rest of it. Hear a lot of that in the bridge in the White video there. Basically where it says history rearranging. The last line of the chorus is set fire to the modern machines. Modern machines, of course, are society and government. All right, so let's hear a little bit of the song. I'm going to play here the intro, the first verse, and the first chorus. It's just going to be guitars and it's going to be bass. You're going to hear a little bit of organ in there that's been pre-recorded. So here's a little bit of music for Fire in Your Eyes. hope that was good. I don't know. I haven't done it yet. Hopefully Future Mark didn't screw it up too much. Hopefully Future Mark didn't make any faces. He probably did. There's no reasoning with that guy. So now, let's talk about album sequencing. Album sequencing is something that myself and 5 other nerds who collect vinyl care about. Album sequencing is art of putting the songs on the album in the best order, either to tell a linear story or to give the album its best flow. Some great examples of concept albums where the songs have to be in a certain order would be like The Wall by Pink Floyd, would be this one, OK Computer, Radiohead, or Black Parade by My Chemical Romance. Songs in that album are great. You can listen to them on their own, but if you listen in the order of the album, they sound a lot better. It's like watching a movie. You know, you can watch a great scene. The great scene is good, but put a scene in a different place in the movie doesn't make any sense. There's other albums that don't really tell a linear story, but they're sequenced in a way to give the album its best flow. Great example of that would be, there we go, Damn the Torpedoes. There we go, by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. It's a great album. It's sequenced wonderfully. You know, if there's a song that you're not really getting with, the next song's going to pick you back up. They didn't put all the singles right in the front. Don't Do Me Like That is towards the back half of the album. Of course, the album also has Refugee, which is one of the greatest rock and roll songs ever written. That really helps it. Another album, which is probably my favorite album of the last 5 years, would be Go Farther in Lightness. Oh, it's backwards. There it is. It would be Go Farther in Lightness by the band Gang of Youth. It's a wonderfully sequenced album. There's not really a linear story it tells, but it's a 70-minute some album, which is a long album. And it's got a bunch of great singles on it. One song would be Let Me Down Easy, which is also kind of a protest song. Features the line, you wanted to fight for a cause, then go out and fall in love. It's a great protest line. But I prefer to listen to the album top to bottom. You know, give myself a nice drink. It's 70 minutes. You laugh, you cry, you cheer. It takes you on a whole ride. All right, a little rant. My wife can't stand it when I rant about these things, so I'm going to rant to camera. Why not? So, you've probably never heard of the band Gang of Youth, and that's most of the problem with music in America. American music right now is tooled to basically push out a solo artist. If you get a solo artist with an image, it's a lot easier for the record label to push it out. I'm not against record labels or anything, but they can push it out. The songwriters are right in-house there for the record label, so they make a bit more money, a lot more money. It's a lot easier for them to sell one artist of a band. And I say this with Gang of Youth because Gang of Youth won the Grammy for Artist of the Year in Australia 2 years ago. They're a huge band. They play stadiums in Australia. They play stadiums in Europe. They come to America and they play clubs. This isn't new. See Stereophonics. See Biffy Clyro until, I don't know, probably last 2 albums or so. Biffy Clyro played Wembley to a sold-out stadium. They came here and they played a 200 club or 200-seat club. All right, album sequencing. Find Your Eyes is going to be the first song on the album. I'm a fan of either coming in easy for the first song and gently letting people into the album, or kicking them in the teeth. This is a kick you in the teeth song. It's the heaviest song on the album. So if you don't like big, loud rock guitars, the rest of the songs aren't this big and loud and rocking. So Find Your Eyes is the first song. The second song is probably going to be the single. The third song is probably going to be the second single. I know what the last 2 songs are going to be because they're thematically linked. And the last song is an album finishing song. We'll get into more of that when I talk about that song. I have ideas for what I want the rest of the album to look like as far as sequencing goes. I'll reach out to the other 2 guys in the band and see what they think. Then I'll completely ignore it and do whatever I want. If you feel bad for them because they may see this and get mad, it's fine. They're not watching this far. You're not watching this far. If you watch this far, congratulations. All right, video length. First of all, these are going to be shorter videos because if someone says, hey, here's a video you should watch, and it's like 30 minutes long, I'm not going to watch it. If it's like 5 minutes long, maybe. So I'm going to try to keep these shorter, see how it goes. All right, so join me next video where I talk about the song Old Soul, and I do my best to convince you it's not completely ripping off Jason Isabel. It is. Bye. I record like 20 minutes of this. I'd be like, 2 minutes when it's done. I tell you. 2 minutes. 20 minutes. Lots of ums. Lots and lots of ums.